swimmer Lia Thomas became the first transgender athlete to win an NCAA Division I championship by winning the 500 freestyle. The Texas native competed for 3 seasons on the men's swim team at the University of Pennsylvania. She began her transition after her sophomore season and after a gap year due to the pandemic that forced the Ivy League to cancel all sports. Thomas made her debut as a member of the women's team in December 2021.
Being trans is not a choice. I didn't have any other choice because not transitioning was not leading me anywhere.
She competed amidst criticism from the swimming community, competitors, and teammates. She said she hopes her persistence serves a larger purpose.
People will say, oh, she just transitioned, so she would have an advantage, so she could win. I transitioned to be happy.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So I wanted to talk about ESPN honouring Lia Thomas for Women's History Month, which is all of March. And yeah, very interesting why they decided to honour a biological male for Women's History Month. Did they think this is progressive? So let's have a look. ESPN on Sunday honoured former University of Pennsylvania swimmer Lia Thomas as part of a Celebrating Women's History Month segment. The segment brought up Thomas's transition from male to female, her win at the NCAA Championships, and competing amidst criticism from the swimming world. So they're talking about Women's History Month and they want to honour somebody who has transitioned from male to female and has overcome the criticism and backlash. So that's what they're choosing to highlight during this month. Why they may as well call it Transgender Month, Transgender History Month. That would be more accurate, because this isn't a celebration of women when we're talking about somebody transitioning from male to female. How is that a celebration of women? People will say, oh, she just transitioned, so she would have an advantage, so she could win. I transitioned to be happy, Thomas says in the segment. Yeah, and I'm sure going from 400 and something to number 1 is going to make Leah happy. I'm sure that made Leah very happy. And then David Hookstead said, ESPN celebrated Women's History Month by promoting a special about transgender swimmer Lia Thomas, a biological male who destroyed real women in the pool. Thomas's participation in NCAA's women's swimming during the 2021 to 2022 season sparked a growing debate over the fairness of transgender women competing against biological females. She became the first transgender woman to win the Ivy League championship and later an NCAA championship in the 500 meter free. Yeah, and quite a few records were broken as well. But the wins didn't come without scrutiny and put a sharper focus on the governing bodies of various sports to set rules regarding transgender athletes' participation. Recently, World Athletics said it would exclude transgender female athletes who have been through male puberty from world ranking championships. World Athletics Sebastian Coe said the organization's decision could be guided by science. Yeah, I mean, it's as simple as that. People want science when it suits them. Funny that. And I'm glad to hear that, they're standing by that now. When it comes to international sports, they're not going to allow a dude to just basically obliterate female athletes, competitively. They're not going to allow that to happen now. And, it really will affect world records, Olympic records, world championship records. It's going to affect all of that if we were to sit back and just allow transgender athletes to basically dominate women's sports internationally. Decisions are always difficult when they involve conflicting needs and rights between different groups, but we continue to take the view that we must maintain fairness for female athletes above all other considerations. That's it. You can't decide that these rights are more important than the rights of the female athletes who have been participating in sports from day one. They've been there from day one. But yet now they have to have their rights infringed upon. They have to make a decision. Who's going to be their priority? And unfortunately, groups like the NCAA, they've shown who their priority is, and that's the biological male athletes. We will be guided in this by science around physical performance and male advantage, which will inevitably develop over the coming years. As more evidence becomes available, we will review our position, but we believe the integrity of the female category in athletics is paramount. And at the end of the day, nobody can act surprised about this because we have male and female categories for a reason. Like I've said before, women's sports is catered to women. In women's basketball, the ball is actually smaller. And some people have been debating for years now about lowering the rim so that there'll be more like slam dunks and things of that nature in women's basketball. I don't think it's been taken too well, though.
10 years ago, the WNBA game was here. NBA game is here. Now it's here. I have a way to make it equal. Just listen to me now. You ready?
All right.
We've heard it.
Yeah, we've.
So in beach volleyball, the women's net is maybe half an inch lower. You think if we just lower the rim so y'all could dunk like we dunk, that'll give y'all more oomph than you already have?
No.
I mean, because listen, y'all are doing the step backs, the pull backs. Y'all doing everything we're doing, but I don't see a lot of people going up with two hands and, back.
Oh, it's coming. Opportunity is a...
So you don't think if we just drop it to 9, 10
Nah,
and a half?
I guarantee. Layla, she's into dance, but my next child will be drop step dunking, I promise.
Volleyball, the net is slower. Across the board, hurdles are lower. It's catered to women and the physicality of women. So for a biological male to come along, of course, for the most part, they are going to dominate. They're going to take records. And those records are going to stand. Because when are you going to see a female come along and beat the record that's been set by a biological male? You're not going to see that. So those records, once those records are gone, they're gone. The fact that ESPN, sports is their thing, and this is what their focus is on. It sounds like for a while now, they've just been going down the political route as opposed to focusing on sports. And people are getting fed up of it. So quite rightly, there was a lot of backlash to this. Riley Gaines, of course, commented on it. She said, Leah Thomas is not a brave, courageous woman who earned a national title. He is an arrogant cheat who stole a national title from a hardworking, deserving woman. The NCAA is responsible. If I was a woman working at ESPN, I would walk out. You're spineless at ESPN. So quite rightly, Riley didn't mince her words. And that's basically how a lot of women feel about this, especially you're in that sport. She's somebody who competed against Leah and all the other female athletes who had to compete against Leah and also change in the locker room with Leah. So let me know what you think. Share your thoughts below and I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves.